No, I'm on. I started in this business 25 years ago, and the rates were 16%. So you don't know slow. Did anybody remember that? And you know, same guy was in control then as it is now, and so it's a matter of keeping the faith. One thing that that I think America has bought into the lie of is a national real estate market. There's never been a national real estate market, never will be a national real estate market, but they've caused everybody to believe that, and so people that are in Wilmington are believing that things are the same here as they are in southern Florida and California, and so the kind of sins of the nation kind of landed here and gave people a false impression of exactly what's going on. And certainly the data is very clear that what's going on in other parts of the country are not happening here. You look at foreclosures that are so much talked about. We've only got 4.27% in the Tri-County area of the whole state, and the state's one of the lowest in the nation.
We, you know, with everything our community, the nation, the world has been through in the past year, it's almost hard to remember kind of where all of this started and how we got where we are with, the subprime crisis and real estate issues in various markets around the country, and then things starting to hit our area. I think as a business community, the thing that's hitting a lot of people now is what's happening at our banks and what's happening with lending practices and how much that has... Oh, you're stuck now. Why do you think I'm right next to you? So, since Spence drew attention to himself already, we'll start with Spence. I was hoping he could start us in terms of, obviously, the job you were in a year ago is different than the job you're in now. And I know, you have to have a lot of difficult conversations with probably a lot of people in this room in terms of, how the bank environment's changed, therefore lending standards have changed. Perhaps if you could start us off, and then we could pull in others into that discussion to look at it from kind of the more of the lendy and the market perspective.
I'll get back to what we as a group, we as an economy didn't get into this overnight. And although I would like to think that the lower interest rates are going to bounce us back out of it, or some of the programs that are being rolled out on the federal level will help, but the kind of the stuffy banker in me just has to say that this is going to take some time, because some of this correction is necessary in the country. Some of it's a necessary correction that we're going to have to work through, and we're going to have to work through it together, and we're going to have to be patient. And it's going to cause, and on a lot of sides, it causes pain on the banking side, and it causes pain on the development side, and we're going to have to hold hands and work through it the best we can. But it's I'd like to say that after Christmas it's going to bounce back and we have the inauguration and everything's going to be wonderful, but I've just got to admit that we still have some challenges ahead of us moving forward, and it's going to be a correction. It's going to take us more than a few months to get through, I think.
Contractor friends, and they say, I've got lots of work and it's all sitting on the shelf. I've got lots of clients that want to do lots of things, and we're going to get some of it, but the reality is that not only are the developers having to put 30% into a project, they're also having to put that 30% into the project on the front end, as opposed to let the bank start the project and then fund the project as the project goes. So this whole liquidity issue has really taken the commercial business, from my perspective, has ground it down to just as Spence would say, there are still projects that the banks want to do. Just talking to my local banking friends, I'll make the announcement. Most everybody in this room tells me they've still got money to lend, so that's good news. And but I think it's where the rubber meets the road is the client now has to come up with 30% down on the front end, and that's a big deal. Mm-hmm.